This week topic would be appropriate topic, which is Ishmael. Understanding who are the Arabs in the fundamental where they came from, to understand the differences between us and them. Although many of us grew up in Arab countries and might relate to the culture. As we see, Moroccan tends to get angry, to be more, and we're getting affected from the culture, but we need to know the difference between us and any other nations, what's fundamental by us to make us different and successful versus others. Last week parasha, there is an interesting story that's going on. Sarah, the wife of Abraham Avinu, she was 70, this one was 77. Yeah, 77, actually it's before, she's 77 years old, the wife of Abraham Avinu. She was trying IVF and everything, and it didn't work out. And she realized, I'm not going to have children. What's I'm going to do? So she went over to her husband and said, look, I have a solution for us. We have a lady who's serving in our house. Her name is Hagar. This lady, go marry her, and I will be built from her. The simple understanding is, if she will have a child, hopefully God will do for me a miracle and will give me also a child. So simple understanding. Sarah is telling Abraham Avinu, we have in our language, it's called pilege, shifcha, cleaning, not cleaning lady, level higher than that in our house. Go marry her. She's going to have a child. B'zchut of that, Bezrat Hashem, I'm going to have a child also. Okay? Baruch Hashem, he took Hagar to be a pilegesh, a partial wife, and she became pregnant. Hagar is pregnant, Sarah is not pregnant. So the Torah says that Sarah was getting attitude by Hagar. Hagar was saying, one second. I am the tzaddiket over here. I am the righteous person. You're not. I got pregnant. You didn't get pregnant. So the Torah said that Sarah flipped on. No. If a lady is angry on anybody, who she gets angry at? Her husband. So she got angry at her husband. She flipped at her husband. What's going on? Hamasi alecha, I'm angry on you. Avraham, what's going on over here? So she said to him, look, you see her acting like that and you're silent. How can you be silent? She gives me attitude. Whose fault it is? Avraham. Second, she claimed to Avraham, she said, Avraham, you pray to Hashem to have a child. Beautiful. Do you know who you prayed for a child? You prayed for yourself. Because God going to give you a baby now through Hagar, not through me, Sarah. If so, she's saying, I'm getting a baby, you're getting a baby, I'm not getting a baby. So Sarah is blaming Abraham. You prayed for a baby for yourself. You never prayed for me. So if you look at it, something doesn't make sense. We just said, quick review, my wife just walked in, that Sarai offering, telling Abraham Avinu, I can't have a child, please go marry Hagar, the shifcha, the female slave, and maybe through her I will have them married to have children. He was with her, and she got pregnant, and she gives attitude to Abraham. She gives attitude to Sarah, I'm pregnant, I'm tzaddiket, you are not. And Sarah flipped on Abraham. How can you be silent and you're praying to have children only for yourself? You never prayed to have children for me also. Sarah, what's wrong with you? Who made up this idea for Abraham Avinu to be with Hagar? You. You set it up. Where were you before? Why now you're complaining on Abraham? You prayed for yourself. Even before Hagar became his wife, his second wife, you had the same concern. You prayed for yourself. So it's classic Sin Shalom Bayit issue. The wife set up everything. and something went wrong, and she blamed her husband. What's going on? It's not the husband's fault all the time. Sometimes it's not his fault. But as you read the storyline, it doesn't make sense to blame Abraham for the problem. The creator of the problem was only Sarah. The response of Abraham to Sarah was very interesting. הנה שפחתך, עשי לה כטוב בעינייך. This is your female slave. Do to her whatever you want. The Torah said that she made her, gave her hard work like a cleaning lady. You gotta work hard. Who are you? A female slave. You gotta work hard like a regular slave. Hagar couldn't take it anymore. It was way too much for her, and she decided, I'm running away. I can't handle this lady. She gives me too much of a hard time, and she's on the road. The Torah said that an angel came over to Hagar, and he telling Hagar, what's wrong? Where are you running away from? She said, what do you mean? I'm running away from this lady, Sarah. She's giving me such a hard time. I don't want to see her. The angel is telling her, go back to her and be slave under her. And use an interesting language. Be'it'ani, suffer under her. And he gave her a special bracha. You're going to have a child, that the child name will be Ishmael. Who is Ishmael? The Torah describes him, Yado bakol ve'yad kol bo. Ishmael, anyone will get him, he will get anyone. Rashi explained, everyone will start up with Ishmael. In American language, everybody will bully Ishmael. So the angel is giving a bracha to Hagar. You're going to have such a good child. Everybody will bully him. He will fight with everybody. This is a bracha. That's a curse. How come she's getting a bracha, which seems to be a curse to Hagar? So this is first phase of the story. Let's analyze that and we go to the next step. Sarah realized she cannot have children. There are two ways to have children in life. Either having your own children or people that you are responsible to bring into the world. Sarah said to Abraham, I am 77 years old, I cannot have children anymore. However, Hagar, my female slave, let me build her up. Let me make her feel good about herself, so she's going to be your wife, Abraham Avinu. If I build her up and make her feel good about herself, she's going to have a child. Who is the child will be belong to? Sarah. Sarah's planning to have Ishmael as one of her children. But she's a slave. What do? You have to bring her up, build her up to feel good about herself. What's the best feeling for a female slave? To be the wife of the master, of Abraham Avinu. She get excited. She's telling Abraham that will be the best plan for us. She's going to be our second wife. I'm giving her the honor, and her son will be my son. That was beautiful. Sarah did two of a good job. Why she did two of a good job? She built her up so much, and she started giving back to Sarah attitude. I'm better than you. She goes over to Abraham Avinu and telling Abraham, listen, something is wrong over here. If she thinks she's better than me, then she's not part of me. Anyone who thinks he's better than anybody else, he cannot be part of him. If she's not part of me, I don't want her in my house. If she's not part of me, who is the child will be belong to? Her, not to me, to Abraham. I was planning to make her part of me, but she doesn't cooperate. So far, we have two principles for life. Number one, to make a Jew part of you, you have to build him up. You have to make him feel good about himself. Number two, if a Jew feels he's better than another Jew, he's below the Jew. She thinks she's better than Sarah. Now she is below Sarah. There is no such a thing that one Jew is better than another Jew. Impossible. We're going forward. She realized that if she thinks she's better than her, Abraham is giving instruction to Sarah. Sarah, no problem. Enslave her like a regular slave. And she brought her back to the bathrooms. You here, go clean. You're not in the kitchen cooking. You're not part of the wife relationship in the house. The Torah says she was suffer. She couldn't take it anymore. And what did she do? She runs away. Third principle, there is a problem. What she's doing, running away from the problem. That's first time for Hagar. We're going to have a second strike for her later. She's running away from the problem. She doesn't want to take it anymore. She meets the angel, and the angel is telling her the most important principle. Go back to Sarah and suffer under her. The angel is telling Hagar, your personality requires someone to suffer you and to put you down. Sarah was wrong by building you up. There are certain people, when you build them up, they're going against you. Then again, no, she was wrong. Sometimes Jews making wrong decision, building up the wrong people, bringing them up. And he said, go back and suffer under her. You need the suffering. And he's giving her a special bracha. You're going to have a child that everybody will bully him. What's so special about this bracha? And that's an unbelievable principle about Ishmael and understanding Arabs. The way an Arab, an Ishmael, can grow and be better, only if somebody else is putting them down. Only if somebody else will bully them and give them a hard time, then they can flourish, that they can function as human beings. If they're not going to get anybody giving them a hard time, if they're going to feel too good, everything relaxed, everything get easy, they're going to be destruction among them. As we see in history, Arabs function only when there is a king, there is a dictator giving them hard time. That's the only way they function. Democrats and Arabs doesn't work. The Malach, the angel, is giving her bracha. I promise you, the bracha for the Arabs, always somebody going to start up. Yado bakol v'yad kol bo. Everybody always will start up with him, giving him hard time. Then he can function. An Arab cannot function when you build him up, when you make him feel good about himself, only by holding him tight. In Iraq, when Saddam Hussein was the king, everything was perfect. The Americans took over. What happened over there? Destruction. Democrats and Arabs doesn't work. You gotta speak the language. Was an Arab who went to the bank with a post-dated check. And he went to the cashier and he's asking her, Mom, please, can I deposit the check? She said, but in Israel, I'm sorry, it's post-dated, you can't. He left. He came back 5 minutes after, waiting online. Can I deposit the check? He told him, I'm sorry, but it's post-dated, you can't. 5 minutes passed by and he went again. He said, can I deposit the check? He said, I'm sorry, it's post-dated. He left. He came back again. Can I deposit the check? She said, hold on. She went to the branch manager. She says, look, the Arab over here came already 3 times to deposit the check. He post-dated check. I explained it to him. It doesn't work. He come again and again. What should I do? He told her, send him to my office. Okay. He went to the office manager. And then she hears at the office manager like fighting. Fight, big bang. She was worried. What's going on over here? And then she see him, the Arab, coming out of the branch manager, full of blood, barely walking, with a big smile in his mouth. So she asked him, what happened over there? He said, he explained it to me. There is certain people need different level of explanation. And when they try to explain in one language, when they speak different language, it doesn't work. That's the blessing that the angel is giving Hagar, his mom. You are the only way for you to flourish, to grow. You got to be under somebody. So far, Hagar goes back to Abraham's house. She's under Sarah. She realized what she needs to do. And Ishmael was born. Baruch Hashem, Mazal Tov. The Torah said that Ishmael was still part of Sarah. After Hagar understood she can be under Abraham, after Hagar understood she can be under Sarah, so he became part of the family, and Sarah felt that Ishmael is her son, until the next story. The Torah said one day she sees Ishmael fighting with Yitzchak, trying to kill him. She realized something is wrong over here. If Ishmael is going to be part of the family, if it's part of the family, how come Ishmael is going against Yitzchak, who tried to kill him? Something is wrong, but she doesn't know what's wrong. She goes over to Abraham, this lady, and her son out of the house. The Torah said that Abraham was upset at Sarah. He's our son. You're telling me to throw him out of the house? What's wrong with you? Hashem told Abraham, Kol asher tomar elecha Sarah, shema bekola. Everything Sarah will tell you, listen to her. Now the next step sounds crazy. The way he sent Ishmael away, Abraham goes to Ishmael and Hagar, I'm sorry, but you gotta leave my house. The Torah said that he's giving him bread and water. Bye-bye. Good luck. Give him a credit card, $5,000 balance in between for the road. You're giving him bread and water. A second ago, you were upset at Sarah. He's your son. And the second after you're giving him bread and water, the Torah said we're going on the desert. And he got sick. He was drinking. He finished most of the water. And no more water. And Hagar is looking at him. And she realizes he's about to die. She take Ishmael, she throwing him under one of the bushes over there. She's going away from him, not to see him dying. Let's pause for a second. I was in the hospital with a good friend of mine that his daughter drowned in the water. And everybody know Rabbi Oren, Rabbi Hassel. So it was during COVID time, and they needed translators, so I was the only person allowed to be with them over there. One of the nurses told me it's so special the support that they give. So I thought she meant the community support. She says, no, the parents support. I'm like, what do you mean? She told me unbelievable. I was shocked. She said many parents, when something happened to their child, and he's in the hospital on that stage, they leave him and they come back few days after to check on him. I was shocked. What's going on? This is what Hagar did. Hagar realized he's about to die. What did she do? Leave him alone. The Torah said that she was crying and Ishmael was crying. The Torah said that Hashem listened to the voice of Ishmael crying. And he told Ishmael, I'm going to make you into a big nation. I'm sorry, but too big so far. But I'm going to make you into a big nation where you're going to be independent. So the story needs explanation. A second before, she is supposed to be under Sarah and Abraham. A second after, she threw him away. He becomes a independent, big nation. What's changed? That's the fourth principle, unbelievable. In order to be part of Am Israel, there is an additional requirement. Your mom needs to be there for you no matter what. When Hagar threw Ishmael away, when she realized that he's about to die, She missing the basic fundamental Jewish mother tools. No matter what happened, no matter what we're going through, no matter the last second, the last moment, you cannot get anything out of your child. You gotta be there for him. Hashem said, at this point, you cannot be part of Am Israel. Ishmael, don't worry. I will make you into a big nation. But part of Am Israel, you cannot be. We see the mother approach in Am Israel. I once saw an interview in Al Jazeera. You know this? It's the Hamas TV channel. So I saw an interview with a mom that her second child became Shahid and he blew up himself somewhere. So it was on that day, Bo Bayom, you know, it was on that day, and the lady who interviewed her, she asked her, "No, how do you feel about that?" She said, "Maravin, best day of my life. I wish that all of my children will do the same." And she asked her, did you cry? She said, "No, I'm happy. That's what I live for." So at the beginning, I was like, what a commitment to Palestine, I don't know what, but what a commitment. But then I realized there is no commitment over here. She was missing the basic fundamental of a mom. What's a mom wish for her child? To live. We're wondering why they have no problem to blow themselves up. A child who doesn't have a mom who's holding highly of them, there is nothing to hold them and to make them feel good about themselves. She was at the end of her interview, she took out a huge knife. She said, "I'm willing to stab myself there so I can kill her." In the interview, the lady was like, whoa, hold on, you know? Put it back. But what's the difference between us and them? The way we're driven is by people appreciate our life. What happened with us on the day of Simchat Torah? I heard yesterday's stories. You're talking about 3,000 mechavlim. Statistics, if each one kills 5, that's 15,000. What a miracle. How is that possible? They were more equipped than us. They surprised us. They had all of the leverages over us. You see them with so much ammo. How come we won? They don't have appreciation to their own life. We coming from pure appreciation to life. People went in knowing there are mechablim over there just to save the life of another Jew. Was a guy I just heard yesterday that he speaks fluent Arabic. He took an old van and he pretended to be an Arab. He saved 750 girls from the party. He saw a girl holding by 4 Arabs. He told them, "Look, I heard the Shabak is on the back. I'll take her for Gaza." He grabbed her and he saved her. This is a person that risked his life for nobody. We have value of life. That's our power. They have value to kill others. It's not a value. But the only way to control, and that's the world needs to realize, is an Arab. People think when you give hard time to an Arab, it's not nice. That's the mistake. That's how you explain it them. They need to receive hard time. They need to be put down. I heard some Jewish voices as well about the hospital, they bomb, they should have bombed it. We need to show them, to explain. That's the only thing we need to do. But that's the only way they understand. We have a responsibility to bomb the hospitals as well. Because if that's the core of the Hamas, if we don't teach them a lesson, that's going to happen again and again. And it's going to happen in the whole world. I don't know if Europe realized that the way we react will affect the whole world. If we're not going to be strong, they will continue. Why the Hezbollah doesn't start up with us on the other side? Not because we are nice. Because we are strong. We cannot take Western mentality and American culture and European into Arab mentality. They need it, and this is most important to understand. There is a need for them. But for us, the most fundamental, what's distinguish us, making us better, making us different, by building up our people, by building up our children. It's not only the religion. People who are lefty and they are not in the religion at all, yet they were giving their life. Why? A Jewish mother job is to build up a child, to make him feel the best about himself. When a person feels good about himself, he can make all of the changes in the world and can make all of the effect. That we should continue who we are. What we acting with the Arab, it's not who we are. You have to understand, we don't kill. We don't want to kill. We never wanted to kill. When Hashem told, the angel told Hagar, go back to Sarah and suffer under her, it's a decision she made, understanding she wanted. What we're doing now, it's not part of who we are, but we must doing it. Because this is what they need, and we need it for our safety. But then we need to elevate who we are, to understand that we all about life. You know, when we hear 10,000, 20,000 died over there, makes us feel good, to be honest, right? But we're not driven by killing. We kill to prevent things from happening. We don't take revenge. We are driven by life. All of the story, all of those miracles. People like to see videos and stuff. We spoke in previous shiurim that we're not allowed to see what the Hamas is showing us. They're trying to destroy us. They're killing our soul. We're not supposed to see death. We need to see life. We need to see all of the interview for those who were saving others, for those who are taking care of others. And lastly, we need to bring life to all of our surrounding. We need to go on the street. We need to smile to everybody. We need to hug everybody extra. As much as we did, you know, it's already a month and it fades away. But it's still, we're in the middle of the suffering, nothing changed. And we have a responsibility to build each other up, to be all together, to feel together, Bezrat Hashem, Am Yisrael Chai, Bsorot Tovot, Amen.